In fourth dhyana's equal state, three pure realms self-manifest. As ordered blossoms bloom, all things come to rest. Realms, time, gods and mortals, void as dreams that fade. In Naga's steadfast samadhi, wind calamities evade. Fear not the river of Lethe, though hard it be to cross. Meet every furious gale, and stand against its force. In weary sleep, or drunken rest, in common deed remain. One thought arising brings all fourth dhyana peace again.
Boy in red curled up on the Dharma seat. Blood beads oozed from every pore of his body and meandered down the platform. Tangjie sat quietly and upright, gently unfurling his 5 fingers, each manifesting a mantra wheel that encircled and protected the boy. As thousands of layers of 7-coloured radiance intertwined with the radiant glow of the mantra wheels, Boy in red regained his original form, roused slowly and dazedly, and opened his eyes gradually. At this moment, Boy in black knelt with hands clasped and asked,
"What is the essence of mistakes in today's Saha Earth society? And what is the original error? That is, since every thought of humans on Saha Earth seeks to make themselves better, why has this become the root cause of all the current crises on Saha Earth?"
It is because, over the past 2,000 years, humans on Saha Earth have not thoroughly comprehended the role of knowledge concepts in the history of human civilization. From the emergence of existent knowledge concepts to the process of education and knowledge transmission between lives, they have gradually lost their ultimate sincerity in investigating and fathoming the truth of these concepts.
Boy in white knelt with hands clasped and asked,
In the face of Saha Earth's survival hardships in 2025, what is the first step to assist humankind?
All relative civilizations resemble human life. In their infancy, all principal intelligent beings are utterly sincere toward facts, unconditionally devoted to the sole truth of knowledge, thus giving rise to existent knowledge concepts. In their childhood, they begin to develop relative directions of knowledge based on this foundational research and form elementary relative theories and knowledge. In their youth, these elementary relative theories evolve into relative knowledge domains and give rise to countless such domains. In middle age, the collision of countless relative knowledge domains leads to unsolvable problems in relative theories. New relative theories then emerge and become conventional, forming fundamental theories such as constants, common reason, and shared assumptions. These have become distinct foundational conditions for society, economy, politics, and state institutions, especially the polarizing impact on natural sciences. By middle and old age, such fundamental theories, constants, common reason, and shared assumptions, etc., are institutionalized in the teaching profession. Knowledge validity must be certified by the government and determined by various academic symposiums hosted by professional theory committees, universities, and the media. Thus, the faith that truth's singular existence is independent of authority fades away. Humanity's entire education system and faith of teacher cease to be the absolute pursuit of the singularity of eternal truth. In senile age, due to the polarization of social knowledge across the entire civilization, humanity's collective intellectual thought is imprisoned, and the education system becomes ossified, giving rise to a knowledge innovation barrier lake. Thus, in the cycle of ultimate rectitude of heaven and earth, this gives rise to a heterodox energy as the balance of the freedom of knowledge innovation, which ultimately delivers a devastating blow to the continuation of civilization within this knowledge domain.
Boy in black knelt with hands clasped and asked,
Why does the transmission of relative knowledge always end in such a balance?
The fundamental reason is that all relative knowledge, from its emergence to decay, carries an inherent polarity flaw, and thereby summons its destroyer, the agent of balance. That is, as relative knowledge gradually ages in the face of eternal time, its polarity is exposed to the rebalancing of the cycle of ultimate rectitude of heaven and earth. And eventually, this will bring a devastating blow to everything within the scope of this knowledge. This is also the self-balancing of heavenly containment scenario and heavenly annihilation scenario. Meanwhile, the polarity of higher dimensional relative knowledge is rectified through the joint involvement of Parinirma Devasavat in heaven and the myriad spirits, demons, ghosts and monsters of the heavens below. Such is the case for Saha Earth in 2025. This is why Boy in Red is driven to bleed from every pore.
At this moment, Boy in Red asked weakly,
How can we prove with facts to make humankind in 2025 understand that such relative knowledge truly gives rise to the imprisonment of humanity's collective intellectual thought and the ossification of the education system, and ultimately engenders destruction?
On Saha Earth, the polarity of all lower dimensional relative knowledge will eventually undergo rebalancing through the equilibrium of Triastrimsa, heaven's ultimate rectitude, giving rise to its counterforce sufficient to destroy it. Let us look at the scene where the Lord of Triastrimsa and the gods discuss the transformation of major historical events on Saha Earth.
Cao Jie waved his left hand. Ling Xiao Hall in Triastrimsa heaven appeared. Golden Palace's flowing glow condenses purple chi. Jade steps bathed in sunglow with auspicious light. And Jade Emperor Indra sat atop the high platform, dignified and radiant, engaged in discourse with Wen Chu Star, Wu Chu Star, Wen Chang Star, Nanji Xianweng, and Taibai Venus. Meanwhile, in the Hall of Purple Radiance within the Palace of Eight Visions, enveloped in auspicious chi and spiritual radiance, pervaded by the separate manifestations of the Qian and Kun trigrams. Deity Ma Huaguang abided on a lotus throne, radiant in countenance and majestic in dignity. Together with his disciples, Feng Wuji, Huo Wuji, Saintess Baijia, and Saintess Shajia, he beheld the Dharma discourse spectacle in Triastrimsa heaven with concentrated focus. In Triastrimsa heaven, Taibai Venus spoke.
The continuation of Earth's civilization relies entirely on knowledge transmission between teachers and disciples. When this transmission is monopolized by families, hereditary clans, and elite groups, intellectual fetters thus established, a massive overlapping of the energies of innovative beings emerges in heaven. This ultimately gives rise to unorthodox forces in the mortal world to break that monopoly and those fetters. Thus, whether the education system aligns with ultimate rectitude determines the rise or fall of a civilization, a nation, and a people.
Could it be that all wars and upheavals across Huasha's 2,000-year civilization sprang from the education system's bigotry, which undermined the bedrock of its rise and fall in each era?
Think not so. The history of a living community is the sole truth of the condensed time strands in space-time. Yet it is sustained by the ultimate rectitude of heaven and earth. One need but observe the continuation of this community's history to perceive the subtle manifestation of the Tao heart of heaven and earth, born of the ultimate rectitude of 33 heavens and earth, namely the heterodox. Take Huang Chao in 875 AD, for example. He emerged to redress the centuries-long pernicious legacy of the 5 noble surnames and 7 distinguished clans. A hereditary aristocratic culture that had taken shape from the 3 kingdoms and 2 Qing dynasties through the Sui and Tang dynasties. His rebellion brought about the downfall of this entrenched clan culture, paving the way for the elegant literary ethos and cultural evolution of the northern Song dynasty. Stories of lower-dimensional relative knowledge being redressed abound in the history of Saha Earth.
Nanji Xianwang has always stayed in the South Pole. In truth, it was I who incarnated as Huang Chao, forcibly changing the course of history with my own efforts, magical power, and wisdom.
On deity Ma Huaguang's brow, his third eye flashed open. A streak of pure radiance pierced Huo Wuji and the other 3 disciples. Heads bowed in self-reflection, the 4 fell silent.
Could it be that Wenchuk star descending to Earth, composing 10,000 scrolls of magnificent prose and outshining all under heaven in literary prowess, also a subtle manifestation of the Tao heart of heaven and earth, born of the ultimate rectitude of 33 heavens and earth? Is this also an inevitable choice in the operation of heaven and earth?
Every time Wenchu star descends, 49 divine consciousnesses descend together at the same time. They all experience various temptations and tribulations in the mortal world. Yet, through their own absolute efforts, only one ultimately becomes the incarnated Wenchu star. The gods of Triastrimsha heaven do not predestine who shall be the Wenchu star. Yet the descent of Wenchu star is a subtle manifestation of the Tao heart of heaven and earth, born of ultimate rectitude of 33 heavens and earth, and also an inevitable choice in the operation of heaven and earth. The Chosen One's personal efforts merely enable him to prevail in the rivalry among those with the same frequency, but not to transcend the subtle Tao heart of heaven and earth.
In Sudarshana Heaven's Hall of Eternal Civilization, Triastrimsa Heaven's scenes are plainly visible, clear as a mirror. Boy in Black sighed.
History is not written by humans, but rather brought forth by the evolution of the subtle Tao heart, born of the convergence of the ultimate rectitude of heaven and earth, manifesting the characteristics of condensed time strands.
Boy in Red sat haggard and weary on his Dharma seat, asking in a faint breath,
I have given humans on Saha Earth all means to escape the self-balance of heavenly containment scenario and heavenly annihilation scenario. Why do they not listen? Not think, not act, not practice, not ask, but just wait passively for death, and even direct all their hatred upon those who help them.
Every being holds its own faith. In human society, practitioners of each profession must possess pure faith to attain divinity. For example, lawyers uphold justice, aligning with the Tao of heaven and earth. Doctors heal the sick and save the dying, sustaining life in Dharma Dhatu. Police suppress evil and uphold good, serving as the guardians of the nation. Yet among all faiths, faith of teacher is most exalted, for it sustains the continuation of civilization. Because in the inheritance and continuation of human civilization, the most important part of faith of teacher is absolutely pursue the singular existence of eternal truth and pass it on, uncorrupted, through all eternity.
Boy in red asked listlessly,
Is a teacher's role not just to impart the Tao, teach knowledge and resolve doubts? Is it not to maintain personal integrity, cultivate one's moral character, and nurture outstanding learners? Is it not to unlock the learning potential of each individual, help them become excellent talents, and enable them to play their greatest role in heaven and earth? Is it not to foster talents with noble character who meet the needs of heaven and earth, the nation, the ethnicity, and the family?
Faith of teacher is the root of all civilizations, the source of every creed. When it corrupts, all faiths decay into bias and corruption, and the lineage of civilization is severed. All relative civilizations originate from truth and eternal knowledge, and at the same time, they are the deviated continuations of eternal knowledge.
Upon hearing this, the four boys looked astonished, their blazing eyes fixed on Tangjie.